Facebook.
I liked it on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter. INSiiGHTS.
Yeah.
2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
All right, y'all.
Hey. What is happening? Welcome to a special Saturday Hall of Fame edition of the Mick and Rick Show. Yes, it's the reporter, me, Rick Brown. And on the other side there, live from Canton, Ohio, live from the Hall of Fame himself, it's the coach, Mickey Clayton. What's happening, coach?
Man, it's always great to be able to do this and to be home.
Yes, indeed.
Broadcast live back to everybody. Little internet difficulties, but we're gonna go. And as always, to have the legendary Rick Brown with us is always a plus.
Hey, I'm just glad to be here. Tell him what's going on there, coach.
Yeah. Man, you get a chance to hear all of the returning Hall of Famers that are here. They're introducing them. It's a pro Cleveland Brown crowd. I mean, was the last person to be inducted is Joe Thomas who played for the Cleveland Browns. Of these 9 inductees that are going in. So everybody's really kind of excited here as it is really, really a Cleveland Brown atmosphere here today.
Indeed. And for those who's been sleeping under the rock,
one of the reasons that we do it is because of
the Rattler. The Rattler, Ken Riley. Bartow, Florida's own. You're right. We are excited that Ken Riley is finally getting his flowers. Even though he's not with us physically, his spirit is going to just ram over us. And I'm sure there's a Rattler contingent there along with you, coach. And I know I'm excited. I've been excited ever since they announced that Coach Riley was going. Yes, indeed. So the other ones who are going to the hall, we got cornerback Rondé Barber, Coach Don Coryell. If you don't know Don Coryell, when you think West Coast offense, he was the first. Air Coryell with San Diego. Man, they used to chuck the ball all over the place. Joe Klecko. Joe Klecko was with the made his mark with the Jets, defensive lineman, and he was part of the defensive unit called the New York Sack Exchange, and they were something else. Darrelle Revis, cornerback, he was something. Next to Deion Sanders,
he made an immediate impact, playing all 14 games as a rookie and intercepting 4 passes. As the Bengals cracked the top 10 in defense despite a 4-9-1 record. Ken would earn a reputation for consistency at his position. He intercepted at least 1 pass in every season, finishing his career with 65 overall, ranking 5th, tied with Hall of Famer Charles Woodson on the NFL's all-time list. He had 9 interceptions, his career high, and a Bengals team record came in this Bengals 10-win season. One of the most remarkable things about his outstanding achievements as a cornerback is that he had never played the position. Under the legendary football coach at Florida A&M University, Alonzo J. Gaither, he was his star pupil both on the field and in the classroom. Highly academic alpha man who had over a 3-point GPA and was an all-everything quarterback selection. Charlie Ward would become the Ken Riley of his generation. By that, we mean he was an outstanding athlete and student of the game, highly cerebral, and able to know what was going on the field before even most coaches saw what was going on. Coach Riley, as we call him affectionately at Florida A&M University, came back, led his alma mater as a head football coach. He ended up moving upstairs and becoming a highly successful athletic director at Florida A&M University, leaving the university athletic budget with an over $2.5 million surplus when he retired. Not many athletic directors would be able to say that. Ken Riley on to the Cincinnati law section. He became only the second Florida A&M University Rattler to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ken Riley's selection made a lot of his fans proud and happy as they finally felt like his achievements have been recognized in a place of honor that only few get a chance to ascend to. Congratulations, Coach Riley, and for all of your accomplishments, both on and off the field. That is why Ken Riley is a legend.
Yes, Coach Riley, a legend indeed. You know, Coach, he would have turned 76 tomorrow, and it's just fitting that this Hall of Fame ceremony is the day before his birthday. Um, just wish he was here to see this, but I know his spirit is all over this arena there.
You're exactly right. And tomorrow will be Coach Riley's birthday. But before we go a lot further, um, this is a great atmosphere here. As you hopefully you can hear me as we're trying to speak over the loudspeaker, which is a priority. I want to give a special thanks to my wife, Barbara, for allowing me to do what I love to do. I'm addicted to doing live sporting events. It's nothing like it. She's always been supportive of it, and always I've been to World Series, NBA championships, Final Four men, Final Four women, ring ceremonies. The only thing on my bucket list left is the Super Bowl. Rick, you got any idea why I haven't been to the Super Bowl yet?
I'm thinking because there's a franchise that has
That's
never been
because
to the Super Bowl.
when I go, I want to be able to see my Cleveland.
Yes. And hey, Cleveland has a quarterback now, so maybe it won't be too long that you will finally get that chance to cross that off your bucket list, Coach. Um, while there's you can imagine that there's so much going on there at the Hall of Fame that and there's so many people who are getting there that the internet is kind of spazzy, and that's why Coach keeps going in and out. I mean, and we're live, folks. Hey, we're giving it to you live. That's why. You see, so it's gonna happen. But yeah, I knew it was because you were waiting on the Browns to get there, and with you having a quarterback now, hopefully it won't be too much longer for you to have to wait to get your Super Bowl appearance, Coach.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Rick. One of the things that we're here, like I said, we've been to the Hall of Fame several times, but we're here today for one reason only, and that's Ken Riley. We're here to support Ken. Happy birthday, Ken. Be 76 tomorrow. Your fans, supporters, Rattler Nation, we support you. Ken was a soft-spoken alpha man of few words. He had deep thoughts. He was a man of integrity and honesty. The late, great Fred Humphreys, who served as Florida A&M University's president during FAMU's greatest period of growth, once told me that the number one prerequisite for having a selected, competent AD is to have an individual who possesses integrity and honesty. He said Ken had an abundance of both of those traits. Dr. Humphreys went on to say when Ken was AD, he could sleep at night knowing the university was not going to be sold down the river for personal gains.
Wow.
Let that marinate in your spirit for a minute.
Yes.
But Ken, just some of the quotes out of the last press guide about Ken Riley. Says, you think without thinking of Riley, Bingle and Mr. Consistency, also known as Mr. Rattler, has been an active player with Cincinnati, one in team history. The Rattler is entering his fifth
Yeah. And the internet keeps spazzing in and out. That's what happens when you're live, folks. You just never know what's going to happen. And we are here honoring Coach Riley. Uh, Incredible. Selected by the Bengals in the '69 AFL NFL draft. Converted to cornerback, like Coach told you. And played 15 seasons over 3 decades from 1969 to 1983. He played in 207 NFL games. And his 65 interceptions is still tied for 5th today. That's why we wondered how could he not be in the Hall? Why has it taken so long? When he finished, he was 4th in interceptions. Just 5'11" and 181 pounds. Coach Riley was not afraid to bring the pain. He would hit you, but he was smart, as Coach told you, and had technique. His technique allowed him to play some of the speediest and some other of his Hall of Fame teammates now. Played them just as tough. Chris Collinsworth at the Hall of Fame game on Thursday told a story. He said that when he was a rookie with the Bengals, rookie wide receiver, and Coach Riley would go up against him, every time that Coach Riley would stop him, he would tell him something that Chris did wrong or why he was able to stop him. I mean, Coach Riley was the ultimate team guy. Was always about making his teammates better, him better. When he came back to FAM as a coach, won 2 MEAC titles, 2 Coaches of the Years, MEAC Coach of the Year, and then went into the up into administration. And Coach Clayton told you his accolades there, and how President Humphreys just loved him and knew that the athletic department was okay when under Coach Riley. And then he left FAM and came back home to Polk County, and he worked in the school systems there. Finished up at Winter Haven High School and as dean there, and people have always had a tremendous amount of respect. I mean, Polk County should be proud right now. We have a second guy in the NFL Hall of Fame. Ray Lewis has a teammate there. We have a second Rattler in the Hall of Fame. Bob Hayes is happy now. It's a wonderful thing. Other Hall of Famers going in today. Just gonna run down the list right quick. Let's see. Rondé Barber from the Bucks. Coach Don Coyell. Chuck Howley, linebacker from the Cowboys. Defensive lineman Joe Klecko. Cornerback Darrell Revis Island. Joe Thomas from the Cleveland Browns, offensive tackle. Zach Thomas, linebacker from the Miami Dolphins. And DeMarcus Ware spent his career mostly with the Dallas Cowboys and finished with the Denver Broncos. DeMarcus Ware, sackmaster, crazy. He was all over. 10 sacks in 7 straight seasons, I
with
think.
their fans and supporters, those people who been part of them and supported them, and they are here in mass. It's an event you want to see. It's a very, very, very electric and special event. To be a part of this, to be able to see it and share it, to see what's going on, it's really, really special.
You got to check out the speed. Now, did you see it? Did you guys see it? Insights is on your mobile app. Grab your phone, go to the PlayStation, go to your PlayStation, your iPhone, whatever it's called. I'm not an Apple guy, so I don't know. Go to Insights. It's there. It's there. It's there. Even on your Android, it's there, folks. You gotta pop on. You gotta pop on. Insights. We're mobile. We're mobile. You won't have to miss everything. You won't have to miss anything, and you have no excuses. It's here. It's on your phone. Put it on your tablet. Put it on your computer. It's there. Find us. It's there. Insights. 2 eyes in the middle.
It just introduced Mean Joe Green. He had a rouse and rouse.
Pittsburgh is right up the street. Not too far. Less than a couple hours there. I'm sure the fan base is always, and the Steelers fan base always follows them. So it's a good thing. Good thing. Can Cleveland fans admit anything that's good with Cleveland? I mean, with Pittsburgh, coach? Probably not. It's probably like Washington and Dallas, or anybody with Dallas, actually. You can't admit anything. Nothing that they do is good. So, all right. So back here, Zach Thomas when he was with the Dolphins, hell of a linebacker. I mean, small from linebacker standpoints. 5'11", two and a change, 235 ish, but had over 100 tackles, multiple seasons, was always in the play. That was Zach Thomas. Cleveland's Joe Thomas. I mean, for a lineman at left tackle, going against some of the best athletes ever. I mean, he played in an unofficial NFL record for consecutive snaps played. And to be an all pro and a pro bowler for as many seasons with Cleveland now, think about this. Think about this. He was a pro bowler with Cleveland. I mean, no knock against you, coach, and the Cleveland fans, but You got to be pretty damn good to be an All Pro for so many years with them, and that was him. And no one had any problems with it because it was true. He was a real deal at left tackle. Darrell Revis, wow. I mean, like I said, other than Deion Sanders, they used to put him on one side of the of the field and say, "All right, that field's locked down." They called it Revis Island because guys would be stuck out there trying to get open over Darrell Revis. He was a hell of a cornerback. Spent a year with the Bucks, and early on, Greg Schiano didn't know how to use him. Wanted to put him in a zone. No, you put Revis out there by himself, and they figured out late in the year that he was coming off injury, and they were trying to protect him. But man, you put Revis, let him do his thing, and he did. Even coming off injury, he did his thing, and then went to the Patriots and won the Super Bowl. Klecko, I told you, part of the New York Stock Exchange, with Mark Gastineau and all of them. Um, for a nose tackle, that guy used to just be disruptive. Chuck Howley. Okay, Cowboy fans, I know you're happy with this and you know this, but Chuck Howley was the first defensive player and non-quarterback to win MVP honors in the Super Bowl. And you know what else? He also is the only player to win MVP honors from a losing team. The Cowboys lost, and he was still MVP of that Super Bowl. I think he had 2 interceptions and all of that. So hey, that's a good thing there. And as we're coming up on our time for the Hall of Fame ceremonies, the induction, the speeches to start. Hoping to get Coach back on one last time to give his final thoughts. But if not, then we thank you for this special Saturday edition of the show. We'll be back on our normal time. We took some time off. And we'll be back on Thursdays. I'm sorry. Dang. Am I tripping? It's Saturday morning, guys. I'm a little spaced out. I'm used to being out and about here at the golf course or something. Joking. Okay, but no. We'll be back on our regular time Wednesdays, 7 p.m., 7:05. Wednesday, 7:05. Again, you can find us on Roku channel. We have our app, folks. Look on your mobile device. Go to your PlayStations or your iPhone, Apple, whatever they call it. I'm sorry. I'm not an Apple guy. But we're there. Insights. Have all our shows. The Mick and Rick show. We have Remembering the Legends. Clapton College in South Carolina. Their programming there. Our favorite channel. We have something for everybody. So make sure you check out our app. I mean, I'm gonna do a quiz. Next time I see you guys. So make sure you have the app. Make sure you get the app so you don't miss anything. I mean, I know you missed us. If you have the app, you know we pop up here on Saturday. Didn't I tell you? We've told you this before. Insights is everywhere. If you look out your window, Insights may be there. Well, all right, not at night. We're not that type of people. But during the daytime, because all things come to light, we're there. We may be there at the NFL Hall of Fame. Insights is there live. Get your app. We maybe just pop up. You just never know. Then you know. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Uh, and then tell us what you want. Tell us what you want to see. We got a lot of good things coming up. Football season's coming up, folks. I mean, the Hall of Fame game is the start of. We're gonna have football every week now through February. College football is going crazy with all these changes and realignments. We got something to talk about there. Uh, Coach Prime now going to in Colorado. We're going to talk about that. FAMU and the SWAC. Is it their year now? We're going to talk about that. Norfolk State. Do we? Yeah, we care about Norfolk State. The MEAC. All the black colleges. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk because that's what we do here on Mick and Rick. And every week we try to give you something that you didn't know. Now you may not always agree with what we say, but hopefully it gives you something to think about. Give you another avenue to another side to just say, I don't agree, but okay, that makes sense. There's something to think about, just to expand your thought pattern. That's all. Coming up on 11:41, trying to hang on because Coach has want Coach to say some final words there. Um, did you guys know there were 21 Hall of Famers that went to Florida high schools? And 20 of those guys were born in the state of Florida. So let me run down the list right quick. Florida guys who went to Florida high schools. Guys in the Hall of Fame who went to Florida high schools. Tampa Bay Buccaneer linebacker, great, and Florida State, matter of fact. Derek Brooks, Pensacola, Booker T. Washington, Pensacola, stand up. Isaac Bruce, wide receiver with the Rams. I think he was part of the greatest show on turf. Fort Lauderdale Dillard. See, Dillard isn't just a basketball school. Leroy Butler, Green Bay Packer, secondary guy and safety or corner, and went to Florida State. He's from Jacksonville, Lee. For you old school guys, Harold Carmichael, Eagle wide receiver. Tall guy, number 17, Jacksonville Reigns. Staying with the Eagles, Brian Dawkins also went to Jacksonville Reigns. Bob Hayes, Florida A&M Rattler, Jacksonville Gilbert. Ted Hendricks, who was with the Raiders, defensive lineman. He's actually from Guatemala City in Guatemala, but he went to high school in Hialeah, and he has a football stadium named after him there. Steve Hutchison, Core Springs, the playmaker Michael Irvin, wide receiver, Fort Lauderdale St. Thomas Aquinas. Denver Broncos linebacker Ricky Jackson went to high school in Pahokee. Edgerrin James, the Colts and Miami Hurricane running back, went to Immokalee. Deacon Jones, old school, went to Orlando Hungerford. Ray Lewis, Kathleen, Lakeland Kathleen, Larry Little played with the Dolphins. He's actually from Groveland, Georgia, with the Cookman, but he went to high school in Miami, Washington. Coach Riley, Union Academy in Bartow, Florida, the black school before Bartow and Union Academy uh, before integration. Deion Sanders, cornerback for many teams, North Fort Myers. Warren Sapp, Buccaneers, and then finished his career with the Raiders from Apopka and the Hurricanes. Emmitt Smith, Florida Gator, and that played with that Dallas team and all-time leading rusher. Pensacola Escambia. Derek Thomas, life went too soon. Uh, defensive end for the Kansas City Chiefs, linebacker. Uh, he's from South Miami. Went to South Miami. Jack Youngblood. Uh, hey, the Panhandle. Get some love here. A little bit more love. Went to Monticello, Jefferson County. Jack Youngblood played with the Rams. And I threw this in. Pete Pijos played in the early NFL days, the 50s and all. He played with the Eagles, but he was born in Orlando. He didn't go to any. He didn't go to a Florida high school, but he was born in Orlando. So, Pete, you get in here. You get a little love from the Mickey Rick Show. But coming up here, 15 minutes before the start of the enshrinement. Again, if you've never been to Canton, I mean, they have a whole village of things there. And the museum is one of a kind. I am so glad I went there and was able to just soak in on the history of the NFL. And then when you see the rings and the bus of the Hall of Famers there, it just takes you back. Takes me back to a time when I was a Washington Redskins fan and seeing the rings from the Super Bowls and Coach Joe Gibbs and the Hall of Famers there, Art Monk, Daryl Green, Grimm, Russ Grimm. Um, this is something else. It's something special. I was glad to have made that trip, and I implore you to make that trip as well. It is something. But and they have something for everybody, and in the history there. And I mean, and if you get a chance to go, mark off at least 2 to 3 hours, so you don't have to rush. And of course, they have a shop there where you can get little um, gadgets or whatever, trinkets to take back. Uh, but yes, indeed, yes, indeed. All right, back to insights in the Mick and Rick show. Again, we have a lot that's coming up. We have a lot to talk about this year. Um, uh, it's going to be something, and I hope you join our ride because it's going to be amazing. And I know a few of you have been with us from the Giddy Up, and we appreciate you. And we appreciate the new subscribers and the ones who are just finding out. The ones in the different countries. Hey, hola, ¿cómo estás? I'm working on my Spanish, uh, and I hope you. We may even talk about football. Yes, your football. Especially with Messi here doing crazy things. He's coming here just taking over, isn't he? You should be proud. You should be proud of Messi in football. You never know. Insights might be there. Maybe. I'm not making any promise. Insights can be anywhere. This is what I'm telling you. Like we're live today from the Hall of Fame, and the atmosphere there. If you caught us in the beginning, you saw the atmosphere there is just crazy. The internet is so many people there. You know, NFL, I do have a bone to pick with you, but not now because Coach is popping back on, and hopefully we get a chance to say goodbye with Coach. Coach, can you hear me? Oh man, thought we had him. Oh man, all right, he's coming. He's coming, folks. He's coming, and we gonna say and we gonna say goodbye once he gets on here. But I hope you. We thank you for joining us, definitely, and I hope you caught a glimpse of what the Hall of Fame, what the ceremony is about, and the people there, and you can see it's filling up there now. Coach, we got you. We see the scene there.
We appreciate you being patient, and Rick, you doing what you do. Man, as you can tell, the crowd is getting loud, and more people. Look at it.
Yes, indeed.
And
yes,
the
to get
Dolphin
ready.
fans, those of you that are Miami Dolphin fans, as they introduce Zach Thomas, they're introducing the 9 honorees, and that is for Zach. We can only be proud of them. I mean, there's a lot of Dolphin fans in here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ken Riley. Ken Riley.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's why we're there, folks. That's why we're there right there.
Exactly. I was trying to find those FAMU fans because I know they're in here somewhere.
Yes, they
I
are.
know they're in here somewhere. It's a good crowd in here. You get a chance to feel it and see it. Make sure you turn it on, be able to see it and hear all the accolades about these men and their outstanding on the field and off the field achievements. They've done an excellent job.
Indeed.
All right, it's gonna be live now with the Jets here. This is why you go to live events. This is exactly why you go, for the crowd.
To feel that atmosphere. It's something about the atmosphere that you just can't get by watching it on TV.
Yeah. Gavin hollered at you. Want to know what's up, Rick?
Hey, Pitt. Thanks for joining, Pitt. Yes, just a special Hall of Fame edition. We got Coach there in Canton, Ohio. I'm at my home base here in Florida, and we're holding it down. This special Saturday edition of the Mick and Rick Show. We'll be back on our regular schedule time on Wednesdays, 7:05. Make sure you check us out. Also, check us out on Roku, YouTube, the app. Get the app. Get the app. Look on your phone. Go to the PlayStation. Go to your Apple station. Get the app. Get the app. Insights. 2 eyes in the middle. Easy to find us. You never miss a show. You never miss a show then. As we're coming up at the top of the hour, we know you're going to have to go, Coach. Any final words, Rob?
Man, I hate that we weren't able to see a lot of things that we did and prepared that we will show on the show on Wednesday, because we had a special tribute to those people that were able to make it to the Hall of Fame. Those people who were played at the HBCUs, you know, We're really proud of them and what their accomplishments are and what they've done. And we always want to acknowledge that. And you're welcome. We want to give you a inside look as to what goes on for those people who want to. Joe Thomas, Cleveland Brown. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo. Brown, the dog pound is here. The dog pound is here. Yes, sir. I got chills there. The dog pound. The dog pound is here.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Lost about 75 pounds from his playing days.
Looking good.
Those are
Looking good.
the upcoming inductees right there. Make sure you go to your ESPN, watch that, be able to see it. I mean, it's a little special. You know, it's a lot of things that people do and they get honored for, but being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame for pro football players, it does not come any better than that. It's not possible to be recognized with your peers and to be able to be seen. It's a special event. Everybody comes to see it. Everybody.
Only 371 people are in that special place called the Hall of Fame. That is in itself is amazing.
Yes, it is.
All right then, Coach. Enjoy the time there. Enjoy the ceremonies. Safe travels back. Thank you for joining us on the Mick and Rick Show as the national anthem is playing. We're going to let that play, and then we're going to fade out until Wednesday. Peace.
Peace.
See you Wednesday, folks.